Alright, so this is the second part. After I got kicked out from my stepdad's house and I decided to go live with my baby daddy. Um, because my mom was getting deported and I just couldn't live with my stepdad. We had always bumped heads and I was not happy there and I didn't know what else to do. So I just decided to go live with my baby daddy. It was harder for me now after I moved in with him because my son was already growing up. He was already gonna start school and I couldn't find anybody to pick him up or drop him off. For all these years, till this day, I'm the only one that picks him up and drops him off. Um, Actually, no, I'm lying. I do get some help sometimes. Um, so my baby daddy, now, he already knew that I had no support, and I don't really have a family like that. The only one I have is my grandma that I could that I that I call my family. I have cousins, but they're all living their life. They're all doing their own stuff. I'm not really close to them like that. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't really have a family like that. Holidays, I'll be by myself. Christmas, it's just me and my son, and it hurts me because I didn't want him to grow up like that. I wanted to grow up with a big family. I wanted to have 7 kids. I wanted him to feel what I didn't feel. And as me growing up, whenever I found out that my stepdad wasn't my real dad, I was like, I'm never gonna leave my baby daddy. I'm not gonna be like my mom. Like, I'm gonna be with this guy. I don't care how much bullshit he puts me through. I'm gonna be with this guy. But sometimes enough is enough, okay? So he knew I didn't have my mom's support. He started treating me like shit because he knew I didn't have nowhere to go. He knew I had no one to help me. He knew, like, I had no way, like, nowhere, like, to run to. And one day, like, he'll take my checks. Um, every time I get paid, he'll take my checks, and it's not the $2 ones. It was a warehouse job that I had found. Um, and he would take my checks, and I didn't care. I was happy with him. I really was. Like, me and his mom, we became cool. He didn't let me dress up. He didn't let me do none of that. So I stopped modeling. I had stopped talking to everybody. I didn't even have a phone at the moment. Like, he had a phone. He had a cell phone. He had my checks, but I didn't really care. Like, I was just like, I'm just gonna put up with this. It wasn't a big thing. I didn't really need to have a phone. If my mom wanted to call me, she could have called me from his phone or his mom's phone or house phone. I didn't really. I like to me. I'm a very loyal person. When I really care about someone, and for this guy, I did do so much, and like right now, years later, we're still kind of cool. He's still trying to like call at me, have me to fucking go wherever the fuck he's at, but that ain't gonna happen no more. So one day we were at Whataburger and he wanted me to sit down and eat a burger with him. And I was just like, I'm not gonna do none of that. Like, I had already ate, like, I'm not hungry. And he really wanted me to eat a burger with him at Whataburger. And he was like, if you don't eat that fucking burger right now that I just got you, I'm gonna beat your ass when we get home. And me, at the time, I was just like, sweetie, like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. He would always tell me he never had put his hands on me, nothing. He would just all tell me, like, well, he'll be pissed, like, that he was gonna whoop my ass, but he never really did. So I didn't care because I already knew, like, he wasn't about it. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm gonna just sit down right here next to you. I ain't gonna eat this burger. So tell me why he grabbed the food and we went home. And then at home, like, he wanted to throw down, and I had to defend myself too. So I hit him with an SD Nintendo, and the baby was in the way, and the baby started crying. His family was right there in the kitchen down the hall, and they heard everything, and they got the baby out the way. And the crazy thing is that they didn't even do nothing. And I had always told myself that I was never gonna go back. That I was never, ever gonna allow a man to touch me, never, or disrespect me like that. You know, I can be a very loyal person when I care, but when somebody disrespects me like that, that's when it's all done. I had left that day with my baby, and as soon as I came back, all my stuff were like outside his house, and the baby stuff too. So I was just, like that. During that time, it was really cold outside. Um, I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know what to do. Like, it was just me and a little boy in the car, and I was just really lost. Like, I would sit down in my car and I didn't know what to do. So, I was staying in my car for a whole week. Then, I got a hold of my mom, and um, after a week, he wanted to get back with me. He was really sorry, but I was just so fed up because, like, if I give you the third chance after the second chance that I gave you, the third chance, like, is it really gonna go anywhere? Do I really want my son to see, like, his parents fighting? And do I really want my son to go through this? He's not gonna learn. um we're not gonna get nowhere. We're always gonna be at his mom's house. He's just gonna do whatever he wants with me. So um I moved in. I was a roommate with some lady at some house. We were splitting bills. She's a single mother, also of two teenagers. So at the time, my son had his own room. I had my own room. Um, so I decided to go back to dancing and modeling and all of that bullshit. The way I got into dancing was by going to the clubs, to the nightclubs. And like I said, I was a promoter. And then one day, some girl, she had asked me, like, why don't you just become a dancer? And at this moment, I didn't have no idea what a dancer was. I thought it was like a go-go dancer. You know what I mean? Um, so she's like, well, how come you don't come dance? And I'm like, where do you work at? She's like, Zona Rosa. So then I'll see her post pictures of all the money in her bed, and I was just like, whoa, like, I really need this money. I really need to pay off my lawyer. I really need to get my shit together. And so after I was living at the lady's house, and I was, and after we got into it, whatever, I had to drop my baby off on the weekends, and he didn't want to take care of my baby. He didn't. So then I texted his mom, and his mom agreed to watch him on the weekends. So the weekends was the only time, and that was perfect with me because there's a time when I will be on my mode. And during this time I was good because I didn't want my baby to, or I didn't want him, my son, to see me drunk. And whenever I'm drunk, like, I was a different person, because working at a strip club is not easy. You guys think it's easy, it's really not, especially when you're starting and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Like, it's just fucking difficult, okay? So the only way I could fucking work in there is by drinking. I will come home crying every night, like how many guys would touch me. I was not used to that. Like, and I was like, what, barely like 18 around this time. So yeah, like, I started dancing when I was 18, and it wasn't good. My mom was deported. She was already in Mexico. She couldn't do anything for me. My little brother was living with my stepdad. Like, I didn't want him to live with me. I didn't want him to be nowhere around me. My baby daddy was just like on drugs. He was like doing his own shit, like I I had nowhere, like, I had nothing else to expect as a criminal. Like, I tried to look for a job, and I was already pretty. I was already in the social media. I was already like really good with MySpace, and then it became Facebook. I was already had my little followers since back in the day. So, like, stripping was like my only option, because there's a lot of strip clubs in Dallas, and it's not always good. You guys, it's not always good. But something that I learned, like, working in those places, is that you have to have a good attitude. Like, even though, like, you're having a bad day, you have to have a good attitude. And a lot of people, they just like my my personality. So, because I'm a very blunt person, and I wasn't there to make no friends. I was just there to make my money and leave. And that's about it. And there was a couple times that I got fired for fighting, because I wasn't that type of girl that would tolerate any kind of disrespect. But over the time, I just didn't acknowledge that I had a lot of hate. I had a lot of girls that really hate on me, because I was that kind of girl that would just walk in there, and I already had my moves. I'm a very smart girl, like I said. I just make really stupid choices. So after years, I built my clientele, and even on bad days, I did better than most. So I'm pretty blessed to say, like, I appreciate a lot of you guys for supporting me from the beginning. Um, so now I have made my money. I paid off my lawyer. I got a car in payments. I got a Cadillac. Um, and I will start renting the room at that lady's house. Well, 2 rooms. So we will split the bills half and half. But that did not work out. We had our issues, so I had to move somewhere else. My grandpa then decided to help me. Around this time, he was still alive. So thankfully, because of my grandpa, I could get my insurance. I got my driver license later on. Yes, I did. But my insurance was really high because of the tickets that I had gotten. So my grandpa was my only support. My grandpa was my only support, and I had to put my car under his name, and also the apartment that he helped me get was under his name. So, as a stripper, it took me years. I started getting my money. I started saving my money. So I went back to school, and I was just worried about myself in school. So, um, what's it called? Later on, years passed. My grandpa died on me. My lease was gonna be up, and I had tried to go to apartments. They were really far. They were not even close to my son's school, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I didn't want to change him, because as growing up, I was always changed to different schools, and I never really liked being the new girl. So I told myself that I was never gonna change him from school. So I tried my really best to stay in the same area as the school. So thankfully, God had put me some great people in my life. My son, later on, he started calling me mom again. I finished school. Um, a lot of people started still hating on me, I'm minding my own business, and just like la gente envidiosa no para, like no para, like they just never stop. So I started getting robbed. Me robaban. They will follow me at the work. um you can probably already guess, like, my baby daddy was never around to protect me. I had a boyfriend at the time, but he would go out of town to go to work, so he wasn't really reliable either. um so then after that, my baby daddy got deported. And imagine, like, I already have my mom deported, now I have my baby daddy deported. Like, I mean, it's not like I needed him, but I just didn't want my son to go through that phase in his life. You can already imagine for what, like, he got caught up with. So it broke my heart seeing my son um cry every time, telling me that he misses his dad, because he was already used to going home with him on weekends and spending time with him. So now he was just gonna have to be there with his grandma. um he started getting really, like, rebellious with me, and I don't know how to handle that. Like the boyfriend that I had wasn't even close to father figure for him. So I mean, he tried, but he didn't try hard enough. That was the thing. And he wasn't really around like that either. So I was just really tired, I was really tired of not being stable. Like, I was just, like, really fed up, and I didn't want to dance no more because your self-esteem drops. Like, there'll be days that I didn't even know whether to walk in there or not, because I didn't even know if I was gonna do good or if not, or if anything could have had happened, that night. Like, the money is really good, it really is, but there's days that you have to be there. You have to work 7 hours, bending down your knees, arching your back in heels, and there is nobody in there. And you just have to dance. You have to dance for Casper. And, like, that shit wasn't cool, like what the fuck? like who the fuck am I dancing for? And it was just tiring. So I noticed that my son was getting older, years later, and I just wanted a change. So every time I go in the locker room, I'll see, like, all these girls, like, being really insecure. And I mean, I understand that because I was one of them, And every time they'll see me, they'll be like, "Oh, you're really pretty. Like, I like your tattoos. I like, like, they always like something." So I was like, okay, like, I'm tired of working for people. I know, like, how, like, all these insecure ladies need work done. Like, why can I not become my own boss? Why can't I? So that's when I was sitting in my car, and then I was just like I'm just gonna go ahead and start you know, saving up. So throughout the years of stripping, I never I never really bought jewelry, shoes, or any brand shit like that. I never really like spent stupid money on a fucking expensive shit that is not gonna benefit me. I never did none of that shit. Like, I always save my money, you know? So after a while, I went back to school for business and I took a couple classes. And also, like, instead of buying like regular clothes like at the mall, I would thrift store instead. Um, I was just, I had everything so close to me. I had my son's school, Walmart, everything so close to me, except the club, obviously. So I didn't really have to waste that much gas either way. I did got a big body because I was constantly moving, so I didn't know what to expect no more. Um, they started teaching me really great stuff at this business class. Everything we had motivation speeches, and they helped me out through a lot. So throughout all these years of experience, you know, the clubs, like growing up with social media, like I had to deal with all kinds of people. So I remember one day, cause I was one of those girls, you know, that do this research with the Brazilian butt lift, you know, the face, the lips, everything. I'm one of those girls, and you know, like you would always see, like, working as a stripper, the girl with the biggest butt is always gonna make money without even having to try like that. So the only two surgeries that I got was my breast lift and my lipo 360. Um, so I loved everything, learning about the body contour. I started studying and learning really late night. I would go to Miami, you know, to get this wood therapy, to get like all this shit that they had to offer. And I fell in love with this place, like I forgot what it was called. It was a spa, right? And it did all of this amazing stuff that I didn't even know that existed. So whenever I went to get my lipo 360 in the Dominican, they had something similar to this. So then I was like, why I can't find nobody in Dallas? Like, why I can't you know, find a good lymphatic massage therapist, you know, like you guys. So then they were offering some classes in Miami, and I had to go and take those classes. I had to go come back. I was traveling a lot, back and forth, but I never posted my moves because I didn't even know, like, if I was gonna really like. I wasn't really like, at the moment. I wasn't really like, I had problems going on too, and I had to deal with my, you know, with my goals, my other goals that I had in mind. So I had all these goals in my head that I wasn't really like taking forward to it. But like I said, I did want to take some classes. I did started learning a lot. It took me a whole year, and I just loved it. You know, I started doing it on myself too, and like I was just like buying little by little. Like, I started learning more and more, and it just became something that I started doing to other people too. For a whole year, like, I had started my business, but it wasn't like like that, because a lot of people didn't know like what the fuck I was talking about. Like, they were like, nah, bitch, like, you're bullshitting, you know. So I put it on them, and then they were like, whoa, like, well, damn, like they were good, they were happy. But this through this kind of stuff, since it's non-surgical, you gotta be really consistent, and you gotta really take care of yourself. You gotta really really want it. So if you're really gonna want it, you're gonna get the best results. But if you're just gonna like do like one session, then you're gonna get small results. So you want to get like the best results. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of people, men and women, because everybody has fat, like men, and they're not aliens. We're all human. So I had un señor from, like, he works with my tires and whatever. Like, he tried it because he didn't like being fat no more. So like, he was going to the gym, but that shit wouldn't go down. So like, he tried it. Obviously, around this time when I was like barely starting to build up my clientele, I didn't charge them as much as I do now. Now that I have more people, that I deal with more people's bodies, I have more experience, so I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not gonna charge like real cheap prices for, like you say, if you want something good, you're gonna pay for it. If you want something bad, then something like, bad quality, then you're not gonna pay as much. So I mean, I'm not saying that I charge a lot, because I do have affordable prices also. But yeah, you guys understand what I'm saying. So I started doing it by myself. I was just tired of working for the fucking restaurants, for fucking getting paid bullshit ass. I was tired of fucking, like, working in the fucking strip clubs and dealing with the fucking bullshit ass people and their fucking stupid bullshit every fucking day. And I didn't always want to be fucking fucked up in order to fucking work. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like, it is a fun life. It is like pretty fun. Like, before you go in there, you're like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna deal with. But once you're in there, you're like, fuck, like, I'm living my best fucking life. I'm getting all this fucking money. Like, I look good. Like, I like you. It's just, you feel really good. But the next day, like, it's fast money, and fast money always go by fast. And because you're gonna make it right away. So, but if you think about it, like, it's fast money, easy go. So yeah, I went to my classes. I started working on people for a year, and then I started building my clientele. I started in Richardson, and then people didn't want to come all the way to Richardson because it's closer to my home. So then I moved. I got another location in Mesquite, and the one in Richardson, I have a Jamaican girl that also does it in her country. So she's like helping me out with over there. And then I have Richardson. So um it's just amazing how, like, the results, like like how the results from every single person, like, I have not gotten one person that I don't get results. And I look back right now, and I'm just like, whoa, like, I remember all this crazy shit that my baby daddy put me through. And look at him, like, he's in Mexico, he's struggling. Like, he hits me up right now that he needs money. And then I see, like, whoa, like, look at my mom, like, all this crazy shit that my stepdad, she made me go through, and she's over there. But like, I don't hold no grudges towards them. Like, I'm helping my mom out. She got her own little story going on in Mexico. And my baby daddy, like, I still take go to Mexico, and he can still see his son. So like, I don't hold no hard feelings. But I did went through a lot, and like, if they were still here right now, I'm pretty sure, like, I wouldn't have done what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty sure, like, everything would have been so different. And till this day, I still have dreams, like, what could have had happened if they were still there. And I know, like, later on, my mom's gonna be able to come back. So I'm trying to to build my empire right now. And hopefully later on, like, I can become someone big. I can become, I don't know, I could have more places open around the world. Or I can collab with a doctor, and we could just make shit happen. Like if you want to get surgery done, go to this room. Cause right now in Mesquite, I have my different rooms. Like I have teeth whitening, I have body contour, lymphatic, uh, the sauna wrap. Um, it's just all this crazy shit. The hydrofacial, the face slimming, just whatever you want, like from head to toe. And if I'm planning on adding more stuff later on, yes I am, but I gotta like look more into it and study more. So I'm not really trying to like advertise anything at the moment, nothing new. So throughout the time, I did lost a lot of great people, but I met a lot of awesome people too. And you know, an advice that I give you guys is to invest your money on something you love, even if you don't know what it is yet. Just invest it, save your money. I did help a lot of people like lose a lot of weight. Um, that just changed their lives and their self-esteem, and that's what makes me feel good. Like um not everybody has to pay thousands and thousands of dollars in surgery, unless you're not gonna have no more kids. Then go for it. And I'm not saying don't do it, because I did it, but I'm just saying, like, if you're scared of surgery, you can always just come to me and I can help you get your body contour. And I mean, you're gonna save a lot of money, but also keep in mind that you have to be consistent, and you have to like come get your sessions done, and just don't give up. Like, I'm gonna help you push through it, but I need you to also like follow my aftercare steps, because I'm not a surgeon. I'm not gonna get shit happen like from one day to another, but I will do my best to give you the best results that I can from my knowledge that I have. So I hope this really helps people, like give a little like motivation. Like if you're struggling to find a job and you have a bad criminal, or you can always get a restaurant job, or just become your own boss. Like get your own little business shit. Like start little by little, find something that you like to do. Like I know tattoo artists, I know lash girls that do eyelashes, people that sell stuff, people that sell furniture, people that like any little thing. You can make money, you can always flip it. And just find something that you love to do. You love painting, like start painting. Paint furniture. There's a lot of wooden furniture. And if you like painting houses, then paint houses. Like there's a lot of like jobs. Never settle down for what you have. Always strive for the best, strive for more. And if you're happy with your 9 to 5 job, then that's fine. It's like, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just trying to motivate some people that had it hard like I did. And especially to the single moms, or the single parents, single guys. My son right now, he's 9 years old, and um I'm building on I'm building up little by little. And I have not gone to the strip club ever since I have my 2 locations. It's been already over a year. But if I'm planning on going back, if I go back, it's gonna be like in the summertime, just to save myself more money to invest in more stuff. Because right now I am investing, but I'm not gonna reach that topic yet till I reach my goal, like I said. But I always, like, I remember whenever I was at the club, and like I had like really people like telling me like, like stripping's like the only thing that you're gonna do for the rest of the life. And I had even older women that will tell me like investing in your money, but like how you gonna tell me if you're like 35 years old and you like how you gonna give me advice, you know what I'm saying? And there's some girls that they're just they're just addicted to the easy money, and I might say that is addicting. It really is, but you always gotta have plan A, B, and C. And even if you don't have a C, as long as you have a plan B, then you're gonna be striving for more. And hopefully one day, I keep growing, and I know I have a lot of people hating on me, but like just don't want to see me succeed. But I'm always gonna keep my head up. And why? Because I know I have my son watching over me, and that's what motivates me to keep going. And just from having no family, my grandpa died. I'm just with my grandma. Like, we hang out here and there, but she's always with her church friends. So, like, I had it all. I was lonely. I was like really bad. My credit score was fucking bad, but now it's like fucking great. So, like little by little, like I'm doing better and better every day. And I wake up every morning, and um I say there's no time to sleep no more, little Jessica, because I remember back then I used to hate waking up in the mornings. So yeah, here's a little story, life story of my life, and it is a really long story. And if you had like heard me talk, like I'm pretty sure like it takes forever. But I hope you guys get some help, or if you need someone to talk to or need some advice, like you can always message me. Like I'm not I'm not that kind of person that is selfish, I'm not selfish, but I'm not stupid. So that's one thing about me. Anyways, thanks for listening.